Well, all right, voice crack off rip, nice. the the fear of failure, the fear of embarrassing yourself like I just did, it can be so crippling. The shit can stop you dead in your tracks if you let it. Being indecisive is easily one of my worst qualities. Because if you're anything like me, you know, you know what you're capable of. You know what you're worth, what you can do, but you let that little voice in the back of your fucking head psych you out. It just bullshits you. So you spend more time debating on pursuing a goal or going for something you want to do than you do working towards achieving it in the first place. Hey, so editor Yankee here. Just a fair warning. This whole shit was a conversation I had by myself at 3 in the morning in my car. So a lot of rambling, a lot of random tangents, a lot of voice cracks. I'll put a timestamp in the video to kind of skip some of the rambling bullshit and kind of focus on the point. But yeah, peace. And it could be anything, a job that you want, to get back in the gym, ask somebody you like out, or even this, starting a YouTube channel, or just putting yourself out there to the world and yapping behind a microphone about bullshit that apparently some people like listening to. But I let my own indecisiveness and, again, fear of failure control my life for a long time, and I don't know why. There's no point. The only way to succeed is by failing first. You cannot succeed without failing. You have to make mistakes and then learn from those mistakes to perfect your craft. And there's been so many things I've wanted to do that I just kind of psyched myself out of doing. This, for one, is a big one, man. I wanted to start doing this 10 years ago. And I never gave a fuck if 300,000 people listened or 3 people listened, I wanted to make content or just kind of put myself out there for me, I do this entirely for myself. I do this for the love of the game, so to say. And this is for me to look back at later in life and to see where my mind was. I wish I started doing this when I was 19 instead of 29. I let my own fear of failure and kind of fear of putting myself out there to the world. I kind of used that as an excuse, and I procrastinated for God knows however many years. And don't get me wrong, maybe it was a good thing I did, because I've been super thankful. I've been doing this for a month, maybe a month and a half. And, I've already got a couple thousand people who apparently liked what I had to say so much that they want to see more or hear more from me. And, there's a lot of people who will do this for years and never even get that many people. And, 2,000 might not seem like a lot to somebody who has 200,000 or 2 million subs or whatever, and I think at the time I'm recording this, I'm at like 2,300, about to hit 2,400. And it's like, bro, 2,400 people is a lot. That's not lost on me. That's a lot of people. I don't know 2,400 people. I probably maybe had a conversation in my entire life with 2,400 people. So, I'm super thankful of it. And I know I got pretty off track. As surreal as this thing still feels, because I know 2,400 is not a crazy number, but I wish I had started this earlier. I wish I hadn't let my own fear, unsurety, that's not a word, my own unsureness of myself, just stifle different things I want to do. And it wasn't just this shit, I wanted to go to college, partially. I took a couple classes when I was like fresh out of high school. It fucking sucked, but I hated at the time. I just hated school in general. But like around 24, I started wanting to go to college. Not really to get a degree in particular, because like I still don't know what the fuck I want to do in my life. But kind of just to further my own education for myself. And and then the whole, like, the aspect of college itself, you're supposed, you meet a bunch of people your age, you know, you build relationships, you have experiences that you won't really have otherwise. Again, that was just something I psyched myself out of doing and decided not to. Big part of that, honestly, was like I didn't want to go fucking 50K in debt. Because I was like $7,000 in debt the other year, and that shit was stressing the fuck out of me. I paid it all off, but I was like, if I was that stressed out about 7,000, imagine if it was like 80,000 or some shit. So, but again, it's not just that, bro. There was women where, like I've said, but I do well with women. I'm not gonna lie. And the older I get, the more I have confidence in myself. So that's whatever. But the amount of women I wanted to ask out, or that I should have asked out, because I could have ended up having a great relationship with them, but I just didn't, out of fear of, again, fear of failure, fear of rejection. And, you know, shit, I'm sure any dude listening, or, you know, any woman listening who might have had a similar situation, I'm sure you can think back to at least one time in your life where you're like, fuck, I should have asked them out. You know? But you didn't. Maybe you thought they were out of your league, maybe the time wasn't right, whatever the fuck. And, you know, that's a regret that you kind of live with. It's not something I think about all the time, but, you know, occasionally the shit creeps into my mind. And there's just so many other things. I know I've been rambling for a while. I'm yapping, which ain't nothing new, but still. But the whole point is, you know, just the fear of failure, that indecisiveness, so much shit, you know, wasting time is such a fucking waste of time. Not going for something you want to do, not trying something you want to try, you know, all out of fear that, oh, I might fuck up and I might embarrass myself, or it might not work out and I'll have to, you know, come back with my tail tucked between my legs. Thank God I'm finally starting to realize, who the fuck cares, bro? Who gives a fuck? If you fail, fuck it. Try it again. You fail again? Fuck it. Try it again. The old saying, the older I get, the more I'm realizing that these stupid cliche sayings that our parents and teachers told us back when we were in 7th grade actually meant something. If you fall off the horse, get back up and fucking ride again. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, the older I get, the more I'm realizing that is so true, bro. You're afraid to go to the gym because you're out of shape and you don't want to look stupid. Buddy, 90% of the people in that fucking gym were in the same situation at some point. Maybe, you know, we all have, you know, one dude might be 500 pounds, the other dude might be like 240. You know, whatever the fuck, there's a difference. But I'm pretty sure every motherfucker who started going to that gym for the first time felt that same awkwardness, that same fear of, oh, is everybody looking at me? Do I look stupid? Whatever. You know? Same shit with YouTube. Bro, if you want to start making content, it's harder now because you have to differentiate yourself. Everything is so oversaturated. Streaming, content creation, influencing, all that bullshit is oversaturated. But if you want to do it, you will never, ever know if it'd work out or not until you try it. Again, I am super thankful for every single person that's subbed to my channel so far, especially in the amount of time. It's been fucking nuts. You know, at the pace I'm going, I'm going to hit 3,000 subs in a month and a half. That's fucking crazy. I'm aware of that. I'm super thankful for that. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, bro, if I had started this 10 years ago, where the fuck could I have been now? It might not have worked out at all, you know, because I was a different person back then. But, you know, shit, I could be at a fucking mill by now. Who the fuck knows? I might have had 200K. I might have had nothing. But, you know, again, what could I have possibly fucked myself out of because I decided to not make the attempt back then out of fear of failure? I could have been married. I could have been married to the love of my life by now if I had only asked out a specific woman I thought about asking out but psyched myself out of. You know, I could have had an amazing career or job if I had applied to a job that I had wanted to take but thought, I'm not qualified enough. You know? It's just, yeah, I've just really realized that wasting time is just a big fucking waste of time, and there's no point in worrying at this point, you know? At the end of the day, it's the end of the day. You know, we're born, we live for a little while, and then we die, and then we fade into obscurity. So when you think about it like that, it's like, why the fuck would I care if I embarrass myself in front of a couple people who are gonna forget about it within probably a couple hours, but a couple days. I'm probably never gonna see them again, and even if I do, who gives a fuck? It's like, would you rather embarrass yourself and look stupid trying to do something and failing 5 times, but then the 6th time you succeed and now you're successful and happy and all that other shit? Or would you rather just not risk it at all and live a life of monotony and partial misery? But hey, at least you didn't look stupid in front of some jerk off, The older I'm getting, I'm mad that it's taken me this fucking long, but heed my advice. Use my stupidity to your benefit. If you're in your early 20s or your late teens or fuck, you can be 40, it really don't matter. Just kind of say fuck it, bro. Don't worry about how you might look to other people, whether it's your own family, your friends, your significant other, strangers, especially strangers. But whatever, Stop giving a fuck about what other people are going to think about you. It's your life. There is no guarantee you will be here tomorrow. There's no guarantee I will be here tomorrow. I could be dead when I'm 30. But at least I would have gotten to live a year of my life doing at least one of the things I wanted to do. It's not worth the resentment you'll have towards yourself if you just exist in a world of what ifs. I don't know. That's about it. I've been yapping too long. Sorry. Peace.